everyone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this episode of Thick and Thin with LB and Duty. With me always, my partner in crime, my heterosexual life mate.
Wow.
Mike Capola, a.k.a. LB. What's up, bitch?
Thanks, Duty. That's great.
You're
That's
welcome.
just really special.
Look, I got
really
a little nameplate for you this time. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so we're back again, sadly, much to the chagrin of everyone else. But we're going to change our format up a little bit this week. We've got a new idea. And you know how we are. We take ideas, we do them, and even if they're good, we just move on to something else because we get bored really quickly. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to do the site news like we always do. We're going to do all the stuff we always talk about. I'm going to do the releases this week. But we're also going to do each week a new topic that everyone can discuss, including you asshats in chat. And so this week we're going to do bacon. No, this week we're going to discuss the current environment of gaming and if this current environment of gaming is ripe for a new IP, something different, something on the level of Halo that isn't Halo because that wouldn't be new. That can finally break out and overcome this funk, this shitty hole of rehash, remake, rebuild, redesign, reiterate, regurgitate. And hopefully maybe, and what would that game look like? That's, I guess, the other question. Now, at this point, we've kind of had this large influx of FPS coming off the Halo gigs. And obviously, we've had this large influx of MMOs coming off the Warcraft gigs. So what would that game look like? So that's what we're going to do. Without further ado, this is Thick and Thin with LB and Duty. LB, how you been, buddy?
Doing all right. Hanging in there. Farting around, doing my thing.
Still in your sadness of no gaming is fun. Your hatred of all things gaming.
Well, no. Well, I've been playing a little more Battlefield recently, so that's
right,
kind of re-energized things, and it's kind of what old is new again type thing. So that's been fun, and I hopped in a couple times to the SWOR tour last week, and
you were emotionally crushed. You were there, but you weren't happy. Your love affair is ending, right, with SWOTOR? I mean, I think that's fair to say, or on its way out, right?
Well, I don't think it's. Listen, I still like the game. Yeah. If there was more quests that I could do that, I could just do, I wouldn't have to find the right set of people to go out and be able to do it. I would do that more, but you've hit that level cap, and now it's all about, like you've said, it's getting gear.
Yeah.
Well, to get gear, you have to have the right set of people. Mm-hmm. You don't have the right set of people, and you're fucked.
You really are.
And I mean, you guys are comfortable with playing with randoms out there. You put on there, hey, looking to play hard mode, Black Talon, looking for a tank or a healer, blah blah blah. I don't want to play with them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want some tweaked out Timmy retard out there like, why the fuck are you not holding fucking threat? What the fuck? Listen, I'm still new to it. I'm not that good with it. Yeah, I switched to DPS, but then they're going to be like, oh, well, you're only so many hit points, and you're not getting enough hits for each fucking iteration, and da-da-da-da-da. I fucking type on the keyboard because I'm not,
It's not worth it for you.
No, it's not. It makes me very, very angry. You did warn me about it, that, these things come around. Mm-hmm. Taxi warned me about it.
Everyone told you.
And I understand it. I'm not hating on anyone specifically. I'm just hating on that game is so dependent. Once you've max leveled out, you better have the right group to get more gear to do more stuff.
Or you're fucked.
Yeah.
And it's kind of shitty. That's the level of MMO. It's all fun and games until you get to max level, right? It's like everything's cool. Everyone's having a great time. Everything's fun. Hey, we're leveling. Yay. And then you get to like 50, 80, whatever the end is. And then once you get to that end level, it's like, all right, we've been friends for a long time, but go fuck yourself, because you can't take me to where I want to go, and therefore, screw you. It's not as harsh as that sounds, but it is.
Well, then you got the whole thing. You've got the monthly subscription.
Right.
And I'm paying $15 a month to fucking play twice a week, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. When I'm gonna do Guild Wars 2 when that comes out, and yes, I'll probably still run into the same situation, but I'm not I'm not going to be paying $15 a month or $10 a month or whatever it is to sit around and run around the fucking space station waiting for someone to show up to run on the fucking quest.
Right.
So,
yeah,
there's that.
And I'm actually in a similar situation. I canceled my Warcraft subscription. That's gone. Don't do that anymore. Still playing Star Wars, but even like you, even a guy like me who plays it, an MMO usually religiously, if you want to use that word. I still only do it like 2 times a week, and even then, I don't do it very much because it's boring. The problem that Star Wars currently has is once you hit level 50, and this is the difference between Warcraft and a lot of other games, to a lesser extent, but they didn't plan ahead. It's like they released the game and they were like, yay, we don't know what else to give you to do. Sorry, but please keep sending us that $15 a month, and eventually, that's the whole thing. Now they're like, soon we'll give you shit to do, but you gotta keep giving us money. And that doesn't seem to work very well, unfortunately.
Well, when's the big patch coming out? Is that coming out this week? Is it coming out beginning of next week? I thought it was supposed to be March.
It was supposed to be March, and it got pushed back, like everything else in the gaming industry, and it's looking like sometime in April. And I'd say that they're bleeding subs at the moment. It seems like you get on our server, and no one's there. It's like you and 6 people, and like LB said, you're running around in a circle for 45 minutes looking for something to do.
Yeah, because it's not the right 6 people.
Yeah, right. There's 6 people there. 2 of them you don't like. 3 of them are not the spec you want, and the other I can't count. I don't even know where I'm at now, but they're all bad.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing about it. It's there will be people, but if they're not the right people, you can't do anything. And literally, you like your crew. You guys got like 4, 5, 12 tunes a dude. You got every freaking class and multiple of each class, and you can do that, but I do not want to re-roll 2, 3, 4 tunes to make sure I've got a healer, make sure I've got a tank, make sure I've got a DPS, I got a range melee. No,
yeah, it's not your style.
No,
I understand. All right, well, and that's where we're at with gaming right now. Obviously, I think we're all in limbo. I'm actually looking at Borderlands, so I'm kind of excited for something like that. And, there's something to be said about FPS. Something to be said about Battlefield where you just spend 20 minutes, you get on, you get off. No commitment, other than you want to be decent at it. Other than that, you're kind of good to go. So I understand. Me, on the other hand, I get kind of angry at FPSs. Just a little bit. And in the site news realm, we're still doing on some site fixes. Hopefully you guys have noticed it's even speedier than before. I kind of took the load down another 20% going through all the stuff. I've been fixing up the homepage, fixing up the forums. Most of you, if not all of you, should have your admin access. Really what I'm working on now is trying to connect the whole group section of the site to the forums for the groups, because they seem really disconnected. So I'm working on making the homepage of each person's group really be the first place you go to get the news, the updates of your group. Get some more of the customization in, so you guys can change the backgrounds and stuff like that, and fit those forums within that area. On the upshot, because of how the forums are now combined, we've actually seen a lot more talk and discussion in the regular forums, because it bleeds out and over into the regular forums. So that's been kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. Fixing it up. That's really all there is to that. Hopefully, if you have bugs, again, go to the report area. Let me know, and I will ignore it. Don't forget, is that this Saturday? When is this?
That is this Saturday.
This Saturday.
It's this Saturday.
This Saturday, we're having the Playdate with PMS and the H2O guys. We're going to stream it live on Twitch on the exact same thing you're watching right now, twitch.com/tooltoplay. What time is it at? It's a shitty Eastern time, isn't it?
It's at night time.
It's at nighttime.
It's
when
definitely
the stars
at night.
I feel like you're searching for information as you talk.
It could be, so that's why I'm talking very slowly.
Well, anyway.
At 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 31st, 2012.
Okay, wow. You came prepared.
I did.
So that's going to be fun. We're going to, again, stream it live, twitch.com/tool2play. We'll probably put something up on the site to let people know when it's going to go live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. And we'll have that up. You can see me suck. I think Hit's streaming, and is Too Fat streaming as well? I can't remember who's streaming.
I believe Too Fat will be streaming if you ever give him the information he needs to do it.
Oh, does he need the info? Well, I just need his username. I can give him the director access. But anyway, several people will be streaming. So we'll get all that information up. What we'll do is have a little user alert like we do for the show, and then just let people know where to go, and maybe have a look at a little forum post or something.
And just in case, for those who might be in the room that I'm at, if you're not prepared for my
awesomeness.
No.
Not the word.
I am not.
Not the word.
Zero fucks on the awesome. In fact, I'm anti-awesome.
Right.
But my exuberance when I'm playing my LBisms.
Oh, wow. LBisms, Jesus.
Too Fat is he's kind of, I've been playing with him a lot recently.
Uh-huh.
So he's kind of realized some of the stuff I do when I'm on there, the things that I say, or sometimes I get really fucking pissed off, and the different voice comes out. The one that's like, yeah, get fucking shanked! That one.
The voice we all know.
If you're not ready for it, it's there. So I apologize ahead of time if your headphones are on and all of a sudden you hear me screaming. It happens.
That's the problem. That's what it is right now with me. And we played, what was it, 2-3 days ago or whatever. I couldn't even get into a match with you guys. Like, I mean, I like the game. I don't hate the game. I like the gameplay. But that whole deal with just trying to play with your friends is ridiculous. Why do I got to get into a lobby and jump into another lobby and, oh, guys, we're all in. Switch teams. Oh, I can't switch teams. It's full. Fuck. What is that? Who builds a game like that nowadays? This is ridiculous. Why is it that every iteration of a new FPS goes a step backwards? Can't we just go back to Halo 2 as a fucking lobby and we get together and we play a game?
I know.
What is going on? What are these developers doing?
They've got, I think somehow they've locked the secret sauce to that, and any programmer that may have been around, they signed a lifetime NDA saying you cannot reveal this code in any form, iteration, or anything, or we'll cut off your balls.
I don't know.
It just doesn't happen. And it's literal.
It doesn't.
Since Halo 2.
Yeah, since Halo 2.
You could get a big team battle team together, and they would stay together.
Yeah, the whole idea with you get into a group, and for some games, you can get into that group, but as soon as that game's over, your group gets broken up. And now you got to reform the group, or you lose a guy, or the host switches, or somebody gets fucking, I don't know, game aids, and they can't connect. Do you ever get the game aids? You can't connect to a friend of yours. He's got to reboot and you got to get a programmer come in and fuck with the router for 20 minutes. And you're like, I got game aids. I can't do anything.
You're holding the router antenna with one hand.
Right.
You got your hand into the other to get a better signal.
It's ridiculous, man. Game aids is terrible. It's a disease. I hate it. So yeah, that's my only issue. And it's happening in newer games. It happens even in the PC realm. Happens in SWTOR. You go into a PvP battle, you have your group together. As soon as the battle's over, group gets broken up. Got to reform the group. Craziness. Anyway, so March was this Saturday. We're gonna have a lot of fun grouping together somehow, and playing the game. Because I know that's one of the issues we've been talking about in the forums is we're gonna have this play date, but getting the groups to be situated. I think the idea is we all get on. We attempt to bum rush an open server, right? This is the plan for Saturday, correct?
Yeah.
We bum rush the open server. We're like T minus 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Join the server, and then everyone's like, rah! And as soon as they join the server, then we gotta all right, you go left, you go right, and that's Fucking.
Well, I mean, basically, you'll do the whole Xbox 8 people party on Xbox Live, and then you'll basically do the whole thing. Okay, this is how we're gonna filter for the server. So everybody do that. All right, now this is the server we see. Does everyone see that? Okay, good.
Oh god.
Right, on 3, 2, 1, join. Go, 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 and hopefully,
I already don't want to show up.
everyone will get into that server. But
oh god.
But actually, Too Fat was just saying, to even go off more on a tangent. He was talking last night, and I think he saw somewhere where for the private servers coming up that you can do for console, I think he said something like 99 cents per slot or for player slot. So it's going to be something like 20 or $25 a month. So in that case, things would be a whole lot easier. We could be like, okay, the Too Old to Play server, you guys get in, here it is, magic time, happy times. But until then, it's this concocted, hopefully join in so we all get at least in the same game, and then eventually work our way to the same team.
One day. So, like, it starts at what, 9? So by 11:30 or midnight, game 1 will start. We'll be, like, super excited. Like, we got it to work. All right, everyone, go to bed. It is late. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully by some stretch of the imagination. That's another thing we can talk about, though, is maybe getting how that would work out, getting the server up. That'd be nice. I would like to do that. I would like to have a server, I like to be able to go and join up on something and not have to worry about, who am I playing against? Why am I playing against this asshole I don't like? Mm-hmm. I want to pull my freaking hair out, and I hate this game. I don't like that. It's not fun. Hopefully you can change that. So anyway, speaking of games not being up to par, that's a topic for this week. We've probably already gone way too far, but the topic for this week is, are we ripe for a Halo? Are we in the process of hopefully seeing a game, at least in the next, I'd take it in the next 2 years? Is there anything out there that anyone can think of? And this is really for everyone, even in chat, to talk about. This is the whole point of the topic. Can you think of a game that's coming out? Is there something on the horizon you've heard about that you think might actually be the next big thing? It doesn't have to be an FPS. In fact, my big thing is I don't think FPSs really have it in them anymore to do that. But is there a game that, and I'm Diablo 3 again, that's Diablo 3. Is there a new IP, something new that's going to be the next big thing? Is it possible? I mean, what do you think, Elby? What do you think?
I don't know, because I mean, what the companies, listen, I get everyone's in it to make money, big shocker. Right. That's what makes the world go round. They got to make money, so it's safe for them to do, a rehash. But there has to be something new at some point in time. You've got to have something where people are like telling their buddies, like, oh my God, you got to buy this fucking game and get in. It's great. What is that? I don't know.
You don't know.
I've been playing FPSs for so long, and I'm set to a certain mindset of how to play an FPS. Or, I tried something new. I went to, let me try MMO. Well, that was pretty cool, but, it has its limitations. So I don't know if anyone's going to have the balls actually to do it, unless the only hope I think you're going to have is you're going to have some indie developer out there who's going to find the secret sauce, be able to throw it out there with not a lot of money, and it's such a huge hit that they're able to get the backing to actually do to
build a bigger game.
Yes, a mainstream title.
Right.
I just don't know who it's going to be or if they can do that.
Well, I guess my big question is, do we think it's, and Deep said it in chat right now, there will always be a good FPS, and it's not going away. To a degree, I believe that. But if you think back, the genre of FPS wasn't really popular back in the old gaming days. It really wasn't. Yeah, there were a lot of people that played Duke Nukem and games like that, and they were popular, I think, in a sense. Quake was probably the biggest, I think, of all of them, the one that really stood out back then. And I would say it wasn't even until what was it on the N64? God, why
GoldenEye?
GoldenEye that really sort of shook up. I think that was the basis for what Halo then became. GoldenEye, for me at least, and you guys can either agree or disagree. The GoldenEye for me was the start of it. It was like pre-Halo. I played the shit out of GoldenEye. Odd Job, just like Paul said, Odd Job was freaking ridiculous. Spinny hat. Who doesn't want a spinny hat? And it sort of started the whole revolution. And I think that's kind of part of the problem with this idea of what's the next big game is I think it starts slowly. It moves up and it doesn't really, there's probably a tipping point, which I would say was Halo. But before this, when GoldenEye first came out, it was like, holy shit, like you could do this in an FPS. You can have it on a console and you can do, 4-player split screen and you could LAN up and play against other players. That whole idea, which was really, new to the console players, obviously wasn't new to the PC players, but that whole idea was like refreshing. And it then drove the developers to be like, wow, they're latching onto this. They really like this. Let's build more games like this. And it took a company like Bungie to finally come along and build a game that wasn't just good on its own in a LAN setting, but then transcended the LAN setting and then, took us back online. We almost had to go around in a full circle when you think about it, because PC games have been doing it forever. Quake had been doing it forever. And it wasn't until like even Deep Set Perfect Dark and GoldenEye to really sort of break the mold and let console gamers know that, hey, we can do this too. And I haven't really seen anything in a long time. In fact, I would go so far as to say that I think PC gaming is really sort of overshadowing console gaming now. I think we're starting to see a shift away from the console and back to the PC. And again, it's hard for me to say and make that judgment because obviously I play PC now more than I play Xbox. So I'm kind of, I can't be trusted, right? So I have ulterior motives because that's where I'm going. But when you see how large StarCraft 2 has become in the US, and this is a huge Korean game. It's like the dudes out in Korea that play this game, they make a living, a good living. They're like superstars. And we're starting to see that shift kind of come to America now. And we're seeing, the Halo stuff kind of die down at MLG. And we're seeing the StarCraft stuff really just, in terms of how long it's taken them to sort of have this upward shift, not that long. You've really seen it sort of move upward. And obviously the rise of the MMO and all that other stuff really plays into that as well. So I'm almost feeling like we're going in a circle here and we're kind of now, consoles kind of going down and PCs kind of going up. I don't know. What do you think about that in terms of that environment?
I don't know if I'm kind of along those same lines. I think it's you're getting more PC gamers back into it, where before, it was all PC, and then, consoles were there and everything, and all of a sudden they had their big explosion. Mm-hmm. And then your PCs went down. But now, I don't know if it's because, you can get a relatively decent performing PC. It's not going to cost you $2,000
right
to get into a PC gaming. Yeah, it's going to be a sweet system, but you can do it for much less than that. And I think it's going to be more something technology advancement. I think it's funny because BC said Oasis, and we're both reading Ready Player One. I don't know if you guys have ever read that, but he's done with it. But the whole premise of the game is that, you had gaming and everything like that, and then you had this guy design this new technology that really brought you immersively into a game. And it was, you put on a headset and you had gloves and you were in the game.
Right.
Physically, yourself was in the game. And I think it might take something like that where it pulls everyone, not just console, not just PC, but everyone, where they're like, holy crap, this is the greatest thing in the world. You got to go out and get it. And that's what's going to be like the big thing.
So you're looking towards hardware in general, then?
Yeah, I think it's going to be something more along those lines. Because really, and maybe it's the lack of my imagination, but what is really going to be new to us? Oh, hey, they're going to bring out a game where I can get in a room and shoot people.
Right.
Well, it's the same thing. You've got to have something new. that you don't really currently have. And I think that's going to be either seeing yourself into the game or being able to physically feel everything in the game. It's like Kinect I think Kinect is kind of just scratching the surface on it. It's the real super early, but I think, maybe the third or fourth version of that might be the big thing where people are like, oh, wow, you don't have this input lag you still do with Kinect. It's still decent, but you still, for an FPS, that's not going to work.
Well, that's the thing, too. I mean, FPS-wise, don't you think that, the problem is we're working against ourselves because we expect things to be similar and familiar to us. We don't like change. Hell, look at version 3, right? It's a website. People are mad. So, and you talk about someone's gaming, that's even more, that's in their heart. If I pick up a controller, my whole goal is to know exactly how to play that game in the shortest period of time, or else I'm not going to enjoy it. I become disinterested. I know I can't, do what I want to do in the game. And then I sort of, taper off and then just stop playing it entirely. So I think that still goes to that idea of it's a gradual thing. It's not like a game will hit or a console will hit or a new PC build will hit or whatever, a new piece of hardware, and it will all of a sudden be in this new realm. It's kind of this slow thing where you see a genre moving in a direction and the players seem to sort of, filter into that direction, and then it grows and someone sort of puts their stamp on it. Which I think is what happened with FPS and Halo and to an extent Call of Duty as well. I mean, in a way, Call of Duty iterated on Halo and became more successful, some would say, than Halo did. Maybe not community-wise, but certainly game-wise, I think, in a lot of ways. And I'm not really a Call of Duty fan anyway. But I think it did do that. So, I mean, I don't know. The weird thing right now is I think what we're looking at is, and did we talk about this last week or the week before that, is Steam now is Valve is looking to build a console for the living room that plays all your Steam games and all your PC games direct. And they license the software. They're going to go the Android route. This is obviously a rumor, but they would go the Android route. They would sell the product to, let's say, Motorola or Sony, obviously not Sony, but a hardware company. And they'd say, you build the hardware, you build the box, we will make it all work when you give it back to us. I think that's a step in the right direction. Might not be necessarily for the game we're talking about, the next big thing, but closing that gap finally. It's like we branched out, we did console, we did PC, and now we're trying to find that way to come back in, and meet in the middle. Because people now want to play their games on their phone, they want to play their games on their PC, and they want to play their games on their console. They don't want to have the limitation. I think maybe that will be the start once we make those connections. I don't know.
So, I mean, Bert had a pretty good thing. He was like, but who wants the main TV in their living room taking up all the screen time? True. I mean, the wife and the kids aren't going to want to sit around and watch you, play round after round of head shooting somebody. But if it's that simple, where it's a quick little box, almost like an on live thing, right? That's kind of along the same lines.
Right.
You're just tying into the games onto the server somewhere. So you could still, if you have a man cave, you can do it in your man cave. If you have a chick den, you could do it in your chick den. I don't know what it is, but I think you're right. I think it's going to have to be something where it's easy for people to do.
Mm-hmm.
They can quickly do it and feel comfortable playing with it. I want to play with it and feel comfortable with it. Or, even like you said, you don't like to pick up a new game if you can't figure it out quickly and be somewhat successful at it.
Right.
That's going to be the key. It's not going to be something like StarCraft where you said that, the Koreans are really good at it and have a good time. Well, they also, literally, fucking StarCraft, you miss a keystroke, you're done. A freaking plant by seconds.
They're ninjas.
Seconds. And I'm not talking 30, like 2 or 3, and all of a sudden you're Zerg rushed and you're fucked. The game's over. Hi, the game was 4 minutes long. Thank you very much.
Right.
But, it's going to have to be something like that. It's going to have to be easy, quick, not cost me an arm and a leg, and I feel like I can participate, not just getting shit on all the time.
Well, and I agree. Like a lot of people in chat are saying, not everyone has more than one TV. Not everyone. I think that goes to the point of really having a Steam box, because I think the point of the Steam box is at least the way I'm looking at it in a market perspective, is at least it's movable. Unlike the 360, I mean, yeah, you can move it to your PC monitor. You can, move it around the house. It's kind of bulky, obviously, but that's by design. But the idea with the Steam Box would be if the wife wants to go in the living room and watch Desperate Housewives, or you want to do that and your wife wants to play, which is sad for you, you have the option of taking that game and playing it on your laptop, like straight from your laptop, not from the box itself, but from the laptop. The box is just an extension that brings that library to other locations, to other TVs. And it sort of allows you then to have it on a movable platform. You can do mobile, you can do PC, and you can do television. That's a step in the right direction. I will say, I think it was Deep in chat that was saying they don't have the push like MS and Sony has. To an extent, I agree, but they're also the largest distributor of games right now on the PC. They already have their own market. It's an internal market that they can run, that they can control, much like Xbox Live. So even if they slowly put it out and they don't sell, maybe they sell 1 million units or something like that, that's still a good enough start. And because it's software and it's flexible and the hardware can grow with the times, which is currently what the Xbox cannot do, you give yourself a little bit more flexibility in that marketplace. The big, like what Lala was saying earlier in chat, part of the reason we're seeing a resurgence in PC is because we've had the Xbox for almost a decade, and we need a new Xbox. If we want to push that boundary, we need the hardware. With this, user case scenario, you would say, oh, my hardware's out of date, but Motorola every 6 months or every 3 months is putting out a new box from Steam. I'll just go buy a new one. You have the option to either buy a new one or keep the old one. The software will always work with it because that's the bridge between the console and the PC. And you decide what resolution you want to go. If you want more graphics, you want more FPS, buy a new box. I see that as a pretty decent stopgap until we come to a better conclusion. I don't know. Would you buy it? I guess. Would you buy a Steam box, LB, if you could play your entire gaming library? Let's say in the office or out in the living room. Would that be something you would do?
I think I would. It would just have to be so I could play the games my buddies are playing.
Yeah,
that's
right.
the key.
That's the key.
I mean, I would, I'd even consider picking up an on-live box or whatever it is. But 98% of all my buddies aren't playing anything there. Or they don't have, on-live doesn't have access to licenses for Halo for Microsoft or, SWTOR for BioWare or whatever it is. That's the key. It's got to be what all my friends are doing.
And it's weird because it also has to be, and that comes off the game itself. If Steam comes up with a game that everyone loves, like a Halo, whatever, and Half-Life might even be that. I don't know if anyone's ever played Half-Life, but Half-Life 2 is one of the best video games I've ever played. It was phenomenal. Obviously, it's old as fuck at this point, but it was a great game. If they had a game like that can actually bring people together and make them want to interact with one another, then maybe that's the catalyst they need to finally have people say, oh, maybe the Xbox isn't one. Maybe I don't want to play Halo 15. Maybe I don't want to play Call of Duty 37. That could be it. And I think you kind of need both of those things to move people out of. People get really complacent. You buy your 360, and as much as you want to say you're not, you're automatically a fanboy of 360. If that's the console you're constantly playing, just by default, that's who you play with. That's where your friends are. It's where your community is, and therefore that's you're a fanboy. You can't help it. You're a fan of the Xbox. So you really need a game and sort of a social shift to bring people off of that console onto a new platform if you ever want to be successful in that platform. So I don't know. We could go on and on about this, but really interesting conversation. Actually, really good stuff from the chat people too. But I suggest if you guys never played it, give Half-Life 2 a chance. Great story. Great. Valve knows how to do some pretty good shit. And obviously, if you play Team Fortress or any of those other games they've had, they've got some pretty impressive shit. I know you guys probably don't want to move over to the PC, but Valve makes good stuff. If you didn't play Portal, I'd say play Portal. They're at least kind of doing the things that I talk about, trying new IPs, trying different things, putting them out there. If they fail, their business model is really cool because what they'll do is they'll put a game out, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, they'll look at the sales figures and they'll say, this game isn't selling well. Let's cut the price in half. And they'll do that shit. They'll be like, you want Portal 2 for $20? 2 weeks later, they did it. They don't give a shit. They want to sell the game. They want to sell the idea. So I'm hoping that, that sort of trend trickles to the console, or maybe even we see that merge. I don't know. Anyway, now we got to move on and do the new releases. Zombie games galore.
Yeah, you mean the zombie releases?
Zombie releases of 2012. LB, let's start it off. What do we got? What do we got this week?
Well, the multi-platform releases, we've got Ridge Racer Unbound, PS3 360. The Ridge Racer series focuses on destruction as you can wreck your opponents, as well as parts of the environment create shortcuts. Another edition allows users to create their own maps to share and race against online.
You read that with vigor, like you knew the subject intimately. It didn't seem rehearsed.
Oh, well. Yeah.
So, yeah. Ridge Racer. I mean, what version are we on now? This is when there's been a lot of sequels, when it's just a Ridge Racer and then a new title, right? That's the key when it's like part 15. They're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just call it something else. Ridge Racer United. I don't know. How many fucks do you give? Do you care?
0 fucks.
Yeah, 0 fucks. I mean,
0 fucks. No.
It's getting out of control.
Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13. Hey, guess what, everybody? Guess what it's going to be? It's going to be fucking golf with Tiger Woods.
I'm telling you, subscription model, people. I want to buy a sports package every week, every single week so far that we've done this show. There has been a sports game that's released. They stagger this shit on purpose. Let me buy a sports package. I'll play some Tiger Woods. I'll get sick of it, but I'll know next year I'll have a new Tiger Woods to play for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the big thing here is this year.
Yeah, what's the new thing? What are they?
Version. How bad is that? This year's version.
They don't even care anymore.
Already foregone conclusion. Guess what? There's going to be a 14 coming out in 11 and a half months. This year's version includes a new swing mechanic where you can modify everything about the swing, from the approach, tempo, swing plane, and power. Come on. Okay, and it's got Kinect support.
Of course, that's the new thing. Right. With almost every sports game, you gotta have Kinect support. Yeah.
I mean, that's
they're trying.
More...
They're trying. There's a little bit of
like
effort
something
there.
Different.
Like, well, let's put in some Kinect, maybe.
But
I like Tiger Woods though. I used to play a lot of this game. Like I don't even know what version it was, but it was like
I did version 2 and 3.
3, yeah, 4, 6. I used to play with Ytex and a couple of guys on the site. We had a great time. I actually like the game. It's like I don't have anything. I can't say anything bad about the game, but that it's the same. I played it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you like Tiger Woods, guess what? New version's coming out. You get to play it all over again.
Yay!
All right,
0 fucks. All right. 360 releases. Capcom Digital Collection.
Oh god!
Oh great!
Punch me in the mouth.
So you're going to have a bunch of Street Fighters. You're going to have some side-scrollers. You're going to have...
I love all these games. Can I say that right now, though?
Yeah.
It does entice me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Really?
1942 was one of like my favorite games in my younger day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy it, but I'm just saying. Like, on principle, I'm not going to buy it. I'd be a hypocrite. But it looks kind of tasty.
All right, well, you swung my opinion then. I'm going to give it 1 fuck.
Okay, just for nostalgic sake, you just the 1 fuck just for the past. Come on, got to be fair. All right. Moving on.
Am I truly reading this right? Oh my god, seriously? Everyone, prepare yourself. We have the game to bring us back together.
The community is saved.
Country Dance All-Stars.
Country Dance All-Stars.
Oh my fucking god. Really? Really? Someone got paid.
Oh, yeah.
Someone got paid.
Yeah.
I've got the motherfucking game. Country Dance All-Stars.
You know what this Xbox needs? Needs more line dancing. That's what the home entertainment industry really wants.
Are you shitting me? That game really got made?
This Kinect dancing game features 35 country songs for you to get that line dancing groove on. There's a bonus. There are bonus places for some good old-fashioned sing-alongs. This game is not for those who want to be taught how to Dougie.
I mean, what are going to be the achievements for that? I mastered the fucking two-step. I've got the line dance.
I diddled my cousin. Right?
I either that or the 50-point achievement. I didn't bang my cousin.
Right.
I actually prevented myself from fornicating with my same genetic code. High five to me.
Achievement unlocked.
I mean,
it's phenomenal. Love it. I might buy it.
They got paid.
They got paid.
Someone got paid.
Yeah. Someone's building their career off this game. You know, someone's got this on the resume. Room. And they're like,
Microsoft went, we're going to go with this game. This is a great freaking idea.
So
where do I sign off?
So what have you worked on, Jim? Well, Dave, I don't know if you played it, but I was the idea behind the Country Dance All-Stars. And let me tell you, that's my pet project. There's going to be a 2, a 3, a 4, a 6, and an unmasked. That's 7. Can't wait.
Damn.
We love this game, right? We're all buying it. Community played it.
Hey,
let's do this.
Too old to play, guys in chat. Let's get together. Let's do a polka game. Polka.
You know we should.
It can't be any worse than Country.
It can't be any worse than Country. It can only be better, really.
Huh.
To be fair.
I mean, hell, if it pays for the server for a year, Too Old to Play, what the fuck? Let's do it.
For the 50 people on Tool to Play that are remaining.
Oh my god. All right. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah,
sorry, I digress. Let's get back. Let's refocus.
We're running out of time.
PC releases: Gas Guzzlers Combat Carnage.
What?
Gaming company
Gamespires
makes its debut with its combat racing game. Imagine the cars of Forza with rockets on them, and there you have it. That actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, but here's the thing: isn't that now I'm drawing a blank, even though I had this
Mario Kart or whatever?
No, but yes, isn't that a Mario Kart? I was going with the PC game. What's the Twisted Metal, right?
Right.
Yeah. Those games have been around for a while. They seem to have spurts of success, a game like that. You get a bunch of people together. What was that really cheap game that was on sale for like $20 that you guys played?
It's Blur. BC
Blur. Oh, Blur.
That was a good time.
Yeah, that was fun for like a weekend, right? That was one of those games you're like, oh, that was good.
Well, here was the thing. I don't know if they planned it this way, but all the reason I kind of got into it is because you could get like a $10 discount on it.
Right, you got the game for like free, right?
And well, you got a $10 discount and then like a $20 credit at the same time. So essentially, the game was like $10 or $15 or $20.
They eventually paid you, right? Eventually, you.
Yeah, when I turned that in, I made like $4
right
on the game, but. I said, fuck it. How hard could it be? I spent $20, fart around. It's no loss out of my pocket.
That should be our discussion point next week, and you guys can check and even talk about it. Does the price of the game control whether you'll try it or not? I mean, obviously it does, but that thing you see with Valve, they build a great game. You're either gonna get no one to buy it, or you're going to drop the price so low that people don't care whether they spend the money to give it a shot. And a lot of times they'll make more money selling a game for $20 that they originally priced at $60, just because people are like, fuck it, it's $20. I'm so used to paying $60 that who cares? $20. I recently bought a game from them called Dungeon Defenders on Steam. $7. $7. It was a game that was in development for like, I don't know, 6 billion years, tons of betas, wasn't selling very well. They're like, you know what? Fuck it, $7. They're making profit now. Their game is successful. They're releasing expansions and shit for it. Because who cares? $7. I don't know. That's next week.
We're
that's talk about that. I'm sorry.
That's good job. I like that. Write that down.
I'm not going to remember that, but you guys
write it down. Writing it down.
Go ahead.
All right. PlayStation Vita releases Supremacy MMA restricted.
Don't care. Okay. I just skip it. I don't even. Why?
Listen, I'm a fan of MMA. I kind of dig it.
Okay.
But I'm not going to buy a
in
game.
The game space, it's not. Yeah.
No.
I'm
not. No. Zero fucks. Nintendo 3D releases Myst. Zero fucks. I'm not.
I love Myst, but I also.
Are you going to go and buy it?
No, I don't care about this at all.
Okay. Zero fucks. Moving on. I mean, how can you imagine?
I do love Myst,
publishers and stuff seeing
Myst.
This podcast. They're like, Jesus Christ, these guys don't even fucking like games. Why are they even talking about it?
No, because you know what they're saying? Oh, those are just poor people.
Oh, that's right. they're the 99%. Or the 2% of the 99%
right.
that
Exactly.
Arcade releases and DLC. I guess it's big for Gears of War 3.
No shit.
Forces of Nature. It's a DLC content. 3 new battlefields.
All right.
2 remastered battlefields. 4 character models. 7 weapons skins.
Not
and
bad.
10 new achievements.
Not bad. I don't play Gears
cool.
anymore, but I'm glad they're still supporting it. It seems like community died down really fast, didn't it? Like overall, not just on our site. I mean, it did obviously, but didn't it feel like it did? It feel like it
was kind of weird because the beta was good.
It felt like successful.
Yeah, and they fixed a bunch of shit and everything, and then it came out, and a lot of people were playing, and then all of a sudden it went bam.
Yeah, right. Oh well. Well, at least they're still supporting it. I still like the game. So.
South Park to Norman's Revenge.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a platformer based on the South Park series. Fight against Billy Scott Tenorman and his army of ginger robots. You guys get that in chat? Do you know what? Am I saying that right?
Does anyone care? Really?
No, I think they've already checked out and have everything.
Good.
All right, 0 fucks on that. Wheels of Destruction World Tour. This combat car game takes place. Really? Did we just not read another combat card game? Oh, okay.
In fact, it actually looks like Twisted Metal in the description. I want to call this company and be like, I think you got your title wrong. I'm pretty sure it's called Twisted Metal.
All right, 0 fucks on that. Wrecked Revenge Revisited.
Oh my god!
I guess another racing. Seriously? Another car racing combat game? I just gave it 0 fucks.
We've moved out of zombies and into our cars. Hey, at least we're doing something new, right?
All right.
Can't complain.
Well, actually, Pulse put a nice little thing here. This week, the game inspired me to create a new addition to the weekly releases called "What Were They Smoking?" Now, taking a look at the weekly releases, I think you should have done that with the country fucking dancing. Really, I think that would have been a little bit better. But hey, to each his own. Pulse put out Gettysburg Armored Warfare.
I love this, dude. Like, seriously, I read this today. I was like, I don't know. This is pretty dope.
I mean, and again, if it was cheap enough,
that was like $5. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right, so to read it out,
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead. Gettysburg.
It's for the PC. This starts off with the simple idea: the Civil War. All right. Now imagine that futuristic weapons, armor, and vehicles have gone back in time.
It's only getting better.
There's something not right about seeing a Union Confederate soldier with a Gatling gun attached to him. I disagree.
This could be the greatest.
That's going to come out in Borderlands. I mean, yeah, it's not Civil War, but he's still got a couple fucking machine guns on his hand. I think it'd be better if they put like a Gatling gun on his freaking crotch.
Some laser beams.
He could just sit there and be like, ah! But...
this is the game we were all looking for. Mark my words.
This could be
Or don't mark them, please.
Let's see, where do the
other
soldiers are wearing futuristic helmets with Mass Effect style combat rifles. Awesome. Aside from the ridiculous story, it is real-time strategy game combined with third-person shooter. At any time in the game, you can select a specific unit and control that unit.
I think we should do next week on the show too a video review of Gettysburg Armored Warfare. I feel like we could get a copy of that from them.
How much? Oh yeah, if we can get a copy.
See what I'm saying?
Could you get 2 copies?
Yeah, I'll see.
Work your magic.
This looks like it could be the next community playdate. I'm fairly certain that we're all going to be leaving the Xbox and going to the PC finally. We have found, outside of obviously country line dancing, we found the key.
Pulse is linked to some pictures. He's linked to some pictures. God.
We'll put them in the show notes because I know everyone is going to want to play this game. Anyway, that wraps up this week of Thick and Thin with LB and Duty. It's been magical. It's been wonderful. Next week, what are we doing next week? Because we already had the whole topic and I've already forgotten.
The price point.
Price point.
Price points where you don't 0 fucks are given on price point. Let's put it that way.
0 fucks given on price point.
When are you in?
What is it?
Into a game. Yep.
Next week, beer. I like that. Maybe next week I'll get drunk.
Oh.
On the show.
Oh.
That's fun for everybody.
We could do car bombs.
Do shots every time a zombie gay comes out. I'll be an alcoholic for the rest of my life. That's going to wrap it up. Thanks again for everyone in chat coming. Hopefully we get more people to come. I have a fucking phenomenal time every time we do this. My name is Dude I Rock. You can follow me on my Twitter. I'm going to do me first. Is that okay with you, me? Right there below, Twitter, at Dude I Rock. Obviously, go to twitch.com/Twiddleplay. And please follow us. Tell your friends. Get everyone involved. Do something good with your time. God, so lazy. LB, what about you? What's your tweets there, buddy?
You can find me at Twitter at LBSUTKE.
Albadisuka.
Albadisuka.
Other than that, we'll see you guys this Saturday. We'll do the play date. We'll have fun. We'll rage because we can't even get into a room for 2 hours. I don't know. And we'll continue moving this train forward that we call tooldtoplay.com. Thanks for coming, and we will see you guys next week, 3:45. Peace out.
Peace.